I'm guessing this guy might just have a plaque, right? That might be what's in that locked door down here. And he might be Kabash, I guess.
Ah, you've returned.
Hello.
I will tell you everything I know. The one thing I long for above, let us find out.
Yes, Pluto is responsible for this place. Or at least he's responsible for the Golden Rule.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
Sure.
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
I think it's a complex question. I don't think it's a simple yes or no.
You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the Golden Rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
I mean, it's all about just doing what you feel is right thing, isn't it? But you sort of will just always second guess, I guess.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
You would think so. It'd probably be quite important, wouldn't it? But whose version of right and wrong? That's a very good question. Because some things have happened here that are a bit iffy. You'd think that maybe would be wrong?
That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
No. There's always going to be something, right? Another side of something. Some sort of consequence. There's always consequences for your actions. I don't think there's a way to be perfect in anything. I don't think it's possible.
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet?
I think there's no such thing as a correct morality. I think we can try our best. But I still think trying your best is going to have mistakes along the way.
So is it up to each of us to decide what right and wrong mean to us individually? Or must we simply follow the laws and customs of whichever community we're in?
Well, laws and morality don't always go hand in hand. Sometimes things that are seen as moral will be unlawful, and some things that are lawful will be immoral. For example, you get like perverse judgments quite often, right? In the jury cases where someone has killed somebody because, for example, they killed their child or whatever, right? And the jury has felt so sympathetic to their plight that they found them not guilty, even though under the rule of law they would be. So I think we need to decide for ourselves. That seems like it's too much leeway though, right? In there, I mean, I think we should try our best to follow laws of society and not just do what we want. If there should be like a middle option in here, I think. But, you know, just on a person-by-person basis, I think we need to decide for ourselves.
So if a man feels that stoning to death his unfaithful wife is right...
No.
Then is it right?
No, that's an extreme. No, that's absurd.
I agree. But why? Didn't you just say right and wrong depends on the individual?
And the situation. If he feels it's right to kill his wife, then he's confused or sick in the head.
I see. So you get to decide right from wrong. The people who see things differently are not allowed. What makes you special?
Oh, mate, you're just being fucking devil advocate here. Of course that is wrong. That's an extreme point of view. Empathy is the cornerstone of human morality. This is very true.
Empathy? The emotion? Let me ask you this. Imagine you were forced to choose between the death of your beloved spouse and the death of two innocent strangers. Knowing there will be no legal consequences, who would you mark for
The
death?
strangers. there's not even like a second thought. I mean, I don't have a spouse, but you would, right? I mean, if you change that to something else, right? Say your mother, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friend, you're going to save the people you know. I don't think anyone would choose the two strangers.
Of course, everyone would. Our empathy, like a siren song calling us away from our true path, would lure us toward the greater evil.
Why is that greater
Can
evil?
such a beguiling thing be a reliable cornerstone for anything, let alone the perfect moral code?
I didn't say perfect. I don't think anything's perfect. This is the thing, right? I'm restricted by the choices on here rather than me. I'm not changing my answer. You've not persuaded me of anything, so what's your point, I guess? Like, I suppose not. Like, it's not perfect. No, it isn't perfect. I never said it was.
My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong.
This is what I've been saying. But when someone just stones their wife because they cheated on them, that's definitely wrong, isn't it? There's no right about that. I mean, I was just saying about this, right? What about do not kill? Well, in some situations, it would be morally correct to kill somebody, right? Or at least arguably so, like not black and white.
Surely you would agree there are circumstances where an exception may be made.
Yes.
Such as where it is necessary for self-defense or to prevent a greater evil?
Yes.
For any rule, you can imagine there are countless situations in which that rule may be suspended, and those situations are impossible to codify. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule.
And that comes with the morality
This
problems in
and
itself.
No other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny
Exactly.
is no utopia at all.
Yeah, I agree exactly with that. You're sort of arguing with me like I disagree with that. I don't. I agree.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions.
I have more questions. Oh, will you know about the plaque, maybe, or where I can find Kabesh? But please tell me first how you got here.
You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
Tell it. Go on. You like to talk.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one
Starting
of her
at
finest
19 years
academies,
old.
so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night I found myself in a tavern, in an argument with a drunk mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny.
You're Greek then, I guess. Hades instead of Pluto.
They are one and the same. The Romans call him Pluto, but long before that, my people called him Hades.
Yep. So have you been down here like through other cycles then? They don't find their way down here? And if you return to the surface, they will realize that? Is that why you can't return?
My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again.
So could I tell everyone to come down here? And hides down here? How have you survived down here, though? Do you not need food? Do people need food in the underworld?
Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter.
Oh, that's
The
who that
greater
is.
challenge is the isolation. So I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner.
Okay. Where is everyone else? Did you eat them?
I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years.
Where is he? Why can't you tell me your name? Have you forgotten it?
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
Fair enough.
As you wish.
Okay, where is Kabash?
I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
What has this got to do with Kabash?
I'm getting to that. You see, it was among these old Greek relics that I found the thing I seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription.
Do I care what it says? Just give it to me.
We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
Okay, so I'm gonna get the Egyptian plaque then from here, not the Greek one. Can you tell me what's in there?
There are certain things you must see for yourself.
I guess this is from the locked door.
Take this key.
Yep.
You'll need it to open the gate.
Okay. Key to the catacombs. Oh, catacombs? Holy shit. How much more of the game is there here? Could have missed all of this. Do you know a way out of here by any chance? You've been here for so long.
Ha! If I did, would I be living?
I guess not. Ciao.
I enjoyed our chat, but...
Yeah, I won't tell anyone. Okay, in we go. To the catacombs. Sounds scary. Friend of the philosopher. Okay, these are always dead friends. Didn't eat them then. There shouldn't be any gold statues down here though, because like I said, he's been hiding down here perfectly fine. I mean, he could have ate that one. Actually, he could have ate those. Why are some of them just like laying around? He only wrapped up a couple. Water? Oh. Saving? There is some golden statues down here. Hello? Oh no! Why are some of these alive? Oh cool, this is gonna be fun. Hey mate, go away! Jesus Christ, why do you take so many arrows? Oh cool, why is there no warning for this being scary, huh? Are you guys alive? Huh? Well, where do I want to go? Why is some of them... I guess I've got the torch out and the bow here. Okay. So I was confused why sometimes it lit up and then sometimes it didn't. I thought it was just because it was gold. Egyptian board game. Seems to be locked from the other side. Okay, so we're going this way. Are you alive? No. Going down. I can't believe how much more fucking game there is here. Are any of those alive? That one is up back there. Is there dip? It dips by itself, does it? I could probably shoot the floor, actually. Is that algae in front of me? Do I want to shoot it? Don't need to at the moment. Okay. I mean, so does it assume you would come only down here after you've gotten the golden bow? Maybe you can't come down here when you don't have it then? Is there a reason where you're making scary noises? Shit. The one in the temples didn't make scary noises, did they? We go right. This is part of the Egypt, yeah. This Anubis, right? He's the dead person, isn't he? Asian plaque, which translates to the many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Yes, it's just the same god with different names, right? Who are we looking at here? So if I shoot that, no, I can't. I do actually have to shoot them individually. Okay. Nation, Egyptian, the head of a jackal. Yeah, Anubis, yeah. No. You guys alive? No. Imagine if I didn't play any of this. This is so cool. Oh, hello.
Stop. Do not come any closer. Who are you?
I'm Titiana. Who are you? Are you Kabash?
I am Kabash.
Okay.
And let me guess, another Greco-Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors.
What do? Do you just stand here all day like God in this hole? Do I look Greek or Roman to you?
Trousers, boots, curious here. No, I suppose you do not. Then what do you want?
The plaque. I'm looking for a plaque.
To what end?
I want to return it to the original obelisk. You might like that.
That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you?
No.
I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it, and restore the honor of Osiris.
Osiris. Lord of Silence, that's the bird one, right? Thank you. That was a little too easy, though. What's in the hole?
Now, as for the other plaque.
Is that down here, too? Do you know where I can find it? Wait, do you mean the fourth plaque?
Indeed, I have it right here.
The mystery plaque?
I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit, and there it was.
Can I have it?
You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it.
Oh, please don't. I need it. Why do that?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie.
What does it say?
I will tell you, but first, Do you know what this place is?
Yes, we are dead. We are in the Egyptian underworld.
It has a name, and that is the Duat.
Do what?
See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story, and here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
But this mystery plaque, what if it was the one before Egypt, though? Huh? What's the problem with this plaque?
It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize,
Aha.
but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so,
What's older than ancient
it
Egypt?
would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us, and that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this, I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more.
Do you know what it says? Can you read it?
You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed.
No.
Thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
Please don't. Okay, if he throws it down the hole, I guess I'll jump after it. I don't mean I did ask please. Should we employ it?
You are too late.
Oh,
It is done.
no. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get it. I wish you hadn't done that.
It could not have gone any other way. It was Osiris's will. Now, the thing of evil you sought is gone. Why are you still here?
Do you mind if I jump in the hole? What do you think is down there?
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer of souls. All I know is, it would be unwise to venture down there.
Well, I'll be going down there anyway. It just makes me want to go down there even more.
Is everyone so contrary where you are from? Do not even consider it.
I know I will. Can you tell me your story? So did you come here at the same time as everyone else, or did you come here even before that, right? In being Egyptian? Or is it just that you were Egyptian when you were in Rome, when the fire was?
I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me. Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin and eventually traveled to Rome.
Right.
When the fires broke out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many of them to safety farther along the Tiber. On my 7th trip, a passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself, and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kerti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kerti, the ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead.
Yep. So he came here the same as everyone else. Okay. I'll be going in the hole now. Goodbye.
Good. Be gone from this place. Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes.
What's the problem? I am, yeah. So?
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
I'm sure there's a way out. I'll find a way.
We shall see.
If not, just throw a rope down, okay? This looks exactly like going into the baths, doesn't it? Oh no, is the plaque? Oh right, yeah, the plaque. Forgot. That's why I came down here. Sumerian. Okay. Nergal the first one. Okay. That's older than Egypt, is it? I've heard of the name, but I don't actually know much about it. Do we want bow out? What's that noise? I think maybe we do want bow out, right? I mean, maybe we're heading down into the valley where everyone threw their weapons. Anyone alive down here? Is there? They're pointing. Why are they pointing that way? Oh, it's them moving their heads. That's the noise. For God's sake. You guys were running. I can't actually get around. Oh, no, I can. A boulder. There's a boulder. Oh, is there a chest? Oh, no, it's invisible. Okay, let's follow the people pointing, I think. This way. What's this on the floor? A corroded brass plate with Sumerian markings. It appears to be a pressure plate. Some kind of trap. Do we want to tread on that then? Oh, I'm so curious. Oh, why did I do that? Okay. Watch out for traps. Did that make a hole in the wall? No. But maybe it made a hole to get out. Did it? No, it's just a trap. Okay. Watch out for more pressure plates. There's another one there. I mean, how could you not see that? It's going that way. The ball would come from up there? I can't go. Visible wall. Sure. Yeah, there's another one. Oh?
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction.
What?
That was a promise.
Where?
You will die here.
No, don't do that. There's no need. The statues will come to life. Don't do that, please.
I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the Underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed?
He knows about the golden rule. No, hear me out, guy. Come on.
Very well, I will listen.
Okay.
But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
I mean, should we just be honest in what we're doing? Just trying to replace all the plaques from the desecrated obelisk. Is that the best thing to say? Yeah.
Why? To what end?
I'm hoping you'll earn me an audience with the god of the Underworld. Does that interest you?
But why? What business could you have with Osiris?
I'm going to confront him about the golden rule or confront him about letting everyone go. He'll be more interested in this, right? I mean, am I not doing both the same? I can't see what his problem would be with this.
Blasphemous fool!
Maybe you should choose the other one.
You have sealed your own fate.
We should choose the other one. The golden rule, mate. You'll break it. Please stop.
Ha, good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks, Osiris bellows with rage, and his voice shakes the very foundations of the earth. I can only hope one more tremor will lay waste to this fragile place once and for all, and you along with it.
Should show everyone.
The
Okay.
many shall
Run!
suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on. I mean, we've got the plaques. As long as we get out, it's fine. Right. Not missing anything. Going out the door now anyway, right? Where do we go? Right. Can I get out?
We will die here together.
Where even was he? Where was he? Where am I? Oh, shit. No, you're okay. You're good statues, are you? Where do I go? Oh, we're back at the start. Wait. Wait. What way is out? Is it this way? Oh, yeah, that door's locked. That's where I came from. Okay, it just turned gold. Okay, cool. Alright, we got 2 plaques. So fine, restart the day and I'll go grab the other 2 somehow. This way. Sorry, mate, I may have led them to you. Is he still here? Is he still here? Is he gone? Where's he gone? Is that one of the plaques? The Greek plaque. I don't need that one then, though. Got the ladder. Oh, this is the longest escape out of all of them, isn't it? They're all going to be turned to statues, though, so they're all going to just be after me now, aren't they? This seems bad. Not camping for me outside the door, are they? No? Oh, I'm up here. Hello. Why are you on the fucking wheel? Discover Underworld icons. That's what I got achieved. That's one of the icons.
Dread implacable furies.
Hello. So there's like the demigods are here. The guy on the wheel. Which one was that? Sisyphus? Oh yeah, there was a guy with a boulder as well, right? That's who they had the boulder. I pushed the boulder. That was Sisyphus. Up by the temple. Right. So got which plaques? The Egyptian one and Sumerian. So we need to get the Roman one and the Greek one. The Roman one we figure out from the heretics, and the Greek one you have to ask the Greek guys. Sure. Let's talk to Rufus because Malarius is a bit of a dick. He's busy right now. Okay, can we talk to someone else then? What about this guy? About the Greek one? Hello.
Greetings. I'm Georgie.
Hello. I want to ask some questions. Do you know where I might find a Greek plaque?
And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek. Let me tell you something about Greeks and Romans. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they change the names? Do they want credit for making it all up? Do they want to forget where it came from? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. I accept the world is Romana. Plus, I have no hair left to pull. But my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek name, look no further than the sticky-fingered Romans. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Douli. He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those that once belonged to my people. And besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him, in his cell, just opposite the Temple of Demeter.
Oh, so, but he hasn't gave me that before, has he? He just gave me a key.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Oh, don't tell me I need to free him out again to get that, because that takes a while to do, doesn't it? It's called a fucking election again.
Salve. Hello?
Oh, yeah, it's in there with him.
Hello?
Oh,
Have we met before?
yeah, I could have fucking got that before. Give me the plaque in your cell.
Do you like it? It's shiny, innit?
In it.
It makes me happy just looking at it.
Give it to me.
But if I gave it to you,
Oh, come on.
then I wouldn't have it anymore, and I'd be sad.
I'll just do it. I need it for something really important.
But it's mine, and I really like it. I want to keep it.
Oh, this is what he said before about a plaque to me. I thought he just meant the fucking key. I had no idea about plaques back then, did I? Well, I'm gonna have to let him out.
Well,
Yeah.
like,
Fuck's sake. Yeah, I'll get Galerius. That's how I'll get that. Okay, we need to do that again. And the Roman one, let's ask about that now. Hopefully it's because Rufus was busy talking to Galerius. Where's he gone?
Name's Rufus. Better watch.
Yeah, you know me, but I guess not in this life. Where can I find a Roman plaque? Do you know?
No idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Come on, I help treat your arthritis. He ain't gonna think I did that.
What?
Yeah.
That was Galerius, not you.
Did he not mention me by name? Where do you think he got the willow bark?
Oh, he got that from you? I guess you did help me then.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have seen that plaque. Sorry I lied. Can't be too careful these days. Head into the caves behind the theater. Turn right, then right again.
Okay.
Oh, and here. You'll need this key.
Alright. It's a secret shrine. Did I find something locked in there before? Oh, thank you.
Didn't get that from me.
Cool. Goodbye.
See you around.
Right. Is it going to be like another little dungeon? Or is it going to be easy enough to go into without... Can you not just put that on? No? Oh, fuck's sake. Turn right and then right again. Caves beyond the theatre. Okay. Was that a right? Or was that a bear right? Right. I'll just keep turning right. Oh, it's here. Have I not seen this? Oh, that seems easy enough. I guess I had to help other people to be able to get that though, right? I can go up there as well. Symbol of a fish. Is the fish religious? Let me out. What's up here? Oh, is this another way in? Maybe you don't need the key. Oh, I've been here though. Yeah, I might have found that otherwise. Actually, might not. Okay. Alright, let's call it an early election and then I'll get the other one. I'll just skip to that because we've already seen all that before.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
you're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. I'm so happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Okay. Go steal something, mate. Yep. There's the plaque. Let's take that before he ends the day.
Don't you dare.
What did he even take?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Right, maybe we restart the day and then we can go up top of the temple and then find the next ending, I guess. Ow. Just don't get a ton of gold. And then we have to figure out what the fourth one is. The fourth ending. I reckon it'd just be staying in here, I guess. Just giving up like Al did, probably. Does it matter which way in I put them? I'm just going to do it automatically. Okay. Right. Is it now unlocked? Yep. Okay, okay. I guess we're talking to Pluto up here then, yeah? Hi, guys. Why are you so special to be in here? Pluto. 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 Speak to the temple. Oh, I guess I will talk the oldest one, right? The fierce one. Grant me an audience. Did that not work? I answered incorrectly. Then I will say the most recent father of riches, Pluto. Okay. Maybe I have to say all of them. Oh, are we doing it in like reverse order? So Hades. Yeah, also I think this is Greek, and I guess that was Roman interior, right? Yeah, no, this is Egyptian. This temple is much bigger on the inside than the outside, right? It's like the TARDIS. Osiris? Yep, and now Sumerian, which was the one I said first. Nurgle. Oh. Oh? Okay. Very modern. Just very Assassin's Creed. Oh my god. Holy shit, mate. I think I could have missed this. What the fuck is this? Yeah, hello. Is this who's been talking to me then, is it? There's more than one person here. That's the person in prison, that's his wife, I guess. Who's that on the left? The ferryman?
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
How very kind of you. Should we just exhaust everything here? What's your story, big man?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
You are a god? Question mark.
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Really? Interesting. Why do you look and sound like a man?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
See, I thought it was opposite, right? I thought they made people in their form. Can I see your true form?
No. Long ago, I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Okay. And that is who's on your left, right?
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans.
Is she frozen?
Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal.
Oh. Okay.
Your gaze lingers too long.
Sorry, just looking at your woman. Who's that on your right? It looks like the ferryman.
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutabal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks,
and Charon to the
Charon
millennials.
to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
I will talk more to them later. I mean, I guess I will when I leave. Do you know I'm going to leave? Can we talk about something else, big man?
As you wish.
Yeah, where are we right now?
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld. And it exists because of a wager I made long ago.
No, where are we right now in space? What was the wager?
That is a long story. One that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods.
You're aliens.
For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you, without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Okay, I did say that it was maybe a test, right, to get into heaven, so it lasts a year. You have to, not do any sin for a year. Who are your kin?
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, and of course...
Yep. Yeah, that was unnecessary really to ask, wasn't it? Who built the city?
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization,
yeah.
the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
I'm sure the same would happen with the current occupants of the Romans, right? How did you decide who comes here? Is it just because if they had coins on them?
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place,
right,
with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Proserpines along with it.
What did I give the ferryman? Did I give a coin or did I give a necklace or something? Piece of jewelry? I can't remember. It's so long ago. Is there any way that you can make me intervene then and tell everyone to just hold on a little bit longer and then we can all go to heaven? Is that an ending? How did humans learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Hercules, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
I guess people will start going about heaven and hell next, right? Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Anything else I can talk about? So you're responsible for the Golden Rule. This is the last line of questions.
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
Right. Why turn people into gold? Is there not a better way of passing judgment?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold.
Oh, wow.
And when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands.
And just poured gold on her?
While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below.
Right.
But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer.
Literally.
I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin.
Right.
And the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
This is all just to win a bet. It's such bullshit, right? There's poor guys. Just because some person committed a sin, everyone else has to be punished. So you're responsible for destroying all these lives? Yeah, no shit. Should we really start fucking going through all this still? I guess I started, so I'll finish.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
Yeah, a cop-out, really. Sure. Where did they come from, these golden bows? Like, all the other statues are using them too, right?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics, which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies.
Okay, yep. And what exactly do you consider a sin, please? It seems a bit grey sometimes.
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own.
Uh-huh.
No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios.
I agree.
This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing.
Uh-huh.
The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you.
Uh-huh.
Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
These are all very good rules.
It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation.
Okay.
Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
That's a good point. It doesn't seem like you've been upholding it, though, have you? You've literally suspended your wife, right, next to you when she wanted to, like, leave.
Enough. You clearly know nothing.
It's very controlling, isn't it? How do you know when they have sinned?
I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
Why am I asking this? She said not to mention this. Is your wife connected to the statues in the same way?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
I don't know. Yeah, let's not mention that. No reason at all, mate. Just asking.
Then what an odd question.
I've seen some terrible things here that you didn't consider a sin. How could you let them happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example?
Do I have an example? Yeah, I have suicide, debt bondage, and experiments on the golden statues. Yes, these are true stuff.
I have seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act.
Yeah, to be fair.
It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it.
Yeah.
Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
Yeah, to be fair, that's true, because when he did that, I thought he wouldn't break it. I think that's fair enough.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
I think this was very dishonest, what they did to those two people, tricking them into being their servants, their slaves.
You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
Well, it's very dishonest. They wouldn't want it done to them, would it? Yeah, he wouldn't want to be trapped in a 30-year labour contract.
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labour for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
Yeah, no, I disagree. The whole concept is basically like slavery. It's unethical. It's illegal under international law where I'm from. That not like I said, that doesn't matter though. When we're talking about legality of things, it's just unethical. It's immoral.
Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority, this is interesting. I'm curious. How do people escape poverty where you're from?
They don't, actually. Well, many don't. People take out loans sometimes to buy houses, well, most times, right, mortgages, as well as paying for education, like university degrees and stuff.
I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt?
He's getting me here, isn't it? It depends, sometimes their entire life.
I fail to see how the system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over his labor for 30 years.
Because they have more freedom. It's not the same thing, they have more freedom.
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
No. No, of course not. Never mind.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
Experiments on the golden statues, they've been tortured in a way, aren't they?
The midwife and the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
Yeah, I mean, she would want to be experimented on if she was gilded, but I guess she's trying to find a cure, so don't necessarily agree with this.
The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows, mere shapes of their former selves. They are forsaken. What happens to them is no concern of mine.
I mean, they were once human, though, and it was your fault they're like that. It's very literal interpretation of the rule.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. A literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
Also, that is very ironic because in law, there is a way of interpreting the law. There's the literal rule and there's the golden rule, which is what he's saying right now. There's ways of interpreting it in a different way. And this can actually be an argument against laws for that very reason. That they become very subjective and unreliable because it ends up coming on ways to bend it to your own arguments, right? Using like precedent from cases and judges' decisions and stuff. Like this guy, he's basically a judge.
Right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
Should I say I am right and you know it?
Then your desire to be right outweighs your desire to survive. You will make a fine statue.
Shouldn't have said that. I mean, I guess maybe this is taking him head on, right? I can draw a wooden bow or the golden bow. Huh. I guess this is where there could be two endings from this, right? One of them's killing him, then one's going to heaven, maybe? Shit, what one do I choose? Also, that's why one of the bows was lighting up, right? I had the two bows in my inventory. Was I shooting things with the wooden one sometimes? Instead of the golden one? I'm gonna go golden. It seems bad, doesn't it? But ironic.
Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon?
Yeah. I was about to say, should I aim it at her? You may be immortal, but your beloved isn't.
How dare you threaten her? This ends now.
The many shall suffer
Get her
for
crown.
the sins of the one.
take? I took it, right? Yeah, what happened? What's happened with the crown? What do I do with the crown? Do I control them? Rewind time, show Pluto you... Oh, I have to come back and show it, say I have the crown. Oh, okay. I have to escape all these people without dying. You kidding me? I'm already at half health. I'm gonna die. The one on the left has a bow, so it's that one. Open the door! Fuck! Shit. Oh, are you kidding? Oh, there's a fucking... Oh no, I missed it! Oh, fucked it. I fucked it. I fucked it. I'm stuck. Oh no, am I stuck? I'm stuck. I fucked it. I'm gonna have to reload. Right. Have I? I think I fucked it. Right, I think I fucked it here. Actually, no, I haven't. Okay. Okay, cool. Am I safe here? Maybe. Nice. Oh, fuck me. Okay, let's now confront him with the crown, I guess. And maybe that's where the two other endings come from, right? One showing him the crown, then another just carrying on talking to him.